Thank you, Doug. Communication strategist and trainer Dianna Booher is here to share her expert analysis on how both candidates perform in terms of body language and delivery. The author of dozens of books, including her latest, Creating Personal Presence. Good morning. Good to see you. I know their words were feisty, but when you look at body language, it can and has in the past hurt some presidential candidates. Everything from like the eye rolling to the deer in headlights to the smiling too much could even be a bad thing. What can we learn from body language?
A lot. We'd call it leakage.
Leakage.
It's what spills over when the words don't convey the full intention.
Okay, so the debate started fairly friendly. Let's listen.
Now, in all fairness to Secretary Clinton, yes, is that okay? Good. I want you to be very happy. It's very important to me. But in all fairness to Secretary
Okay, so
Clinton,
Trump asks how to address Clinton, dips his head to the side, smiles, she smiles. Are these two genuine here?
Actually, it is. He has a deferential look, and the dip to the head, he really asks, and she has a genuine smile. She's holding her head level, and you can contrast that smile with what you see later.
Oh, so we see different smiles as the show goes on.
Yes, different smiles, different look, different way they hold their head. Contrast that with much later as we go on.
Okay, from what you saw, were these two nervous? I mean, and
Yes.
how can you tell? They were nervous, even
Yes.
though they were well prepared.
Yes, you can see that because as we go on, in her first answer, particularly in the very first answer, she speaks very rapidly, and that is a sign of nervousness. Almost in her first answer, no inflection, and the gestures are not there, the timing is off. That is a very good sign of nervousness.
Okay, so nervous in the beginning, but then things got a little better, started flowing. I thought what spoke volumes was not so much when they were speaking, but when they were listening, if you will, the listening shots that we saw. So as Trump is talking here, we see Hillary Clinton and her reaction, or as Clinton is talking, we see Donald Trump's reaction. I know there's even memes on social media this morning of some of the reaction to some of the comments that was happening. Let's talk Trump. Whenever he was listening to Clinton, I'm sure if he's watching some of the video back, he's probably like, maybe I shouldn't have been making that face.
Yes, those listening poses were probably the most telling. What you see in summary from Clinton is irritation, annoyance, disagreement.
Okay.
The pursed lips, the shaking heads, and almost you see quite often he dips his shoulder, leans in. It's almost like the football player, I'm setting up the block, a very defensive look. And as you heard, he was on the defensive much of the time.
Okay.
He missed many of the times he could have made a point.
So Trump, you say irritation, annoyance, disagreement, defense. Okay.
Covering. This is a covering move.
And you said his eyes were not smiling.
No, no, there was a disconnect between the top part of his face and the bottom part of his face. Even when he was speaking, even when he made a smile and made a point, his eyes were not smiling, and that's been noted often on the campaign trail. And people commented on a smirk because his smile, the corners of his mouth turn up in a smile, but his eyes are not smiling. So that conveys a smirk.
There's over smiling as well, and you think that's what Clinton did a lot. So like Trump would be speaking at times and we'd see Clinton and she'd be like,
yes. Like, the opposite when you're talking about Clinton, she's always talked about frequently in her unfavorable opinion, the likability factor. You see, if we're going to summarize about her, the arrogance, the derision that comes through, and you see that with her chin up. That's a cocky look, an arrogant look. You see her laughing very frequently, and the cocky head that she's throwing back, and the ha-ha, and you even see her in a shimmy move at the end.
Right.
The shoulders shake.
Right.
And it's almost like, I dare you, and just to summarize, the cocky, arrogant, a smirk.
So this is something both of these candidates really need to work on. Not necessarily the
two
words
unfavorable,
right.
The two unfavorable impressions we had on the screen most of the time for the night.
Yeah, not so much what they're saying, but maybe just the reaction when they're standing there, what they're doing. Interesting, interesting. Thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it. Evan?
Sure.